This is Bergen, Norway. My mother always wanted to visit, but never made it. I promised her I'd come, for both of us. And today, I'm here. I leave the fish market with Rick Steves in hand, following the crowd to Floyen, just like everyone else. But this walk isn't just sightseeing. I once promised my mother I'd come to Bergen, her dream city. Now I'm here, standing in line with her. The queue moves quickly, but I'm in no rush. This isn't just about the summit. It's about seizing the moment. The train climbs to Mount Fløyen in 7 minutes. From there, Bergen should stretch wide beneath me. That's the promise, the view my mother once dreamed of. But I don't come for the quick ride. I come for the promise, to walk the trail she once imagined. To trace every switchback. To see if the view she pictured is tucked somewhere along the path, not just waiting at the summit. 6 kilometers of steady climb. One hard-earned panorama. Worth it? I'm about to find out. And then, we step off the train and straight into cold wind and thick fog. No view. No city. Just white air and a slippery trail. The best view in Norway? Vanished. Visibility is so poor, walking feels risky, every step a guess. We leave the fogged-in viewpoint for now, hoping to return when the mist clears. Instead, we slip into the forest nearby. The trees are tall and silent, their trunks slick with moisture. Light barely filters through. Every branch creaks. Every footstep struggles for grip. The fog makes everything feel different, quieter, dimmer. Is this what Mom's view of Bergen was like? I wonder. Not far from the trail, we bump into the old Floyen standing quietly in the mist, watching over the hillside. Below it are the Kashmir goats, calm, shaggy, and oddly regal. They happily greet visitors like ambassadors of Mount Fløyen, standing watch in the mist. Some lean in for a pat, not afraid of people. One stares at us unblinking. They wander around, doing their own thing, like time moves differently here. It feels surreal, like we've stepped into a quiet fable. If they can thrive in this misty, forested charm, I wonder what other wild animals, hares, deer, vultures, or perhaps even predators, might be out there. While the fog still isn't lifting, we continue along the trail, past the playground, and wander briefly through the troll forest. Wooden figures grin and scowl, frozen mid-step. Legend says trolls turn to stone in sunlight. Maybe that's what happened here. We snap an Instagram photo with a giant troll. Why not? He's goofy and grinning, the unofficial mascot of Mount Fløyen. Even in the mist, there's joy. We follow the smell of cinnamon and espresso. Close by is Floyen Cafe, just what we needed in this cold weather. A hot, comforting coffee and pastry hit the spot. For a moment, everything seems to slow down. After all that quiet, it feels good to move. So, we rush back to the viewpoint. Voila! It's as if the Almighty has opened the gates of heaven. The fog lifts just enough to reveal the best view of the town, the surrounding islands, and the fjord stretching all the way to the west coast, glimmering like a secret. Light spills through the clouds, bright, shifting, alive with motion. We stand there, quiet, taking it in. This must be what my mother's been dreaming of all along. Good things come to those who patiently wait. Then, we begin the descent. No need for a map. We simply follow the crowd. Signs point the way to the city center, and the path feels familiar, even if we've never walked it before. We follow the gravel path winding down through the quiet forest where fallen twigs, bark, and forest mulch cushion the trail. Moss covers the rocks, ferns line the edges, and native flowers appear here and there. The trees sway gently above us, and a narrow stream runs alongside the trail, clear and quick. It feels like the forest is guiding us. Thick roots turn and whisk above the forest floor, sliding and curling like living snakes. Are there snakes in Mount Fløyen, I wonder? The trail winds like a serpent through the trees, curling and dipping with the slope. Rain starts to drizzle, soft, steady, almost musical. We can't help but dance a little to keep warm. And in the quiet, I think of Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society. His famous Carpe Diem monologue, "Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary." A stirring message that inspires this walk, not just a search for meaning, but a giving of meaning, to the day, to the promise, to my mother. The sight of old wooden houses, clustered close together, signals we're nearing the base. The trail is now paved, easier underfoot. It winds around gentle corners, with benches placed just so, perfect for lingering, for taking in the cityscape below. I'm sure Mom would have sat and savored the moment, a carpe diem kind of pause. But the bench was wet from the rain. So I can only imagine standing with her instead, content to linger. There's joy in simply pointing out familiar shapes through Bergen's foggy skyline. Church spires, rooftops, the curve of the harbor. Even blurred by mist, they feel like home. A different home than hers, tucked beneath California's sun. But somehow, in this moment, they meet. From here, the trail winds through an avenue of tall trees, framing the path with quiet grace and a sense of shelter. The descent feels safer, less like a climb down and more like a gentle invitation. Even in the drizzle, it's just as lovely, as my mother would surely say. The descent continues, winding gently as paved stairs lead us down. I had to remind myself to watch my step. The views were distracting, and the stairs, slippery. Soon, we're approaching Skansen. Through thinning trees, the old fire station appears, a white house by a pond. Built in 1903, it once guarded Bergen's hillside. Now retired, it rests quietly, still dignified. As we near the base, rooftops begin to appear, layered, familiar, and quietly beautiful. Wooden timber houses in white, red, yellow, and other earthy tones add warmth to the misty landscape. The sight is just lovely. I can't get enough of Bergen's cityscape. Finally, I understand more clearly why my mother had long dreamed of this place. At last, we've arrived at the lower station, back where we started. The gentle descent in drizzling rain took about an hour, even with all our photo stops. As a finale, a hearty meal at the fish market, our reward after the gentle descent. Warm broth, fresh catch, and the quiet joy of arriving, safe and whole. Bergen knows how to welcome you, even at the end. Now that I've walked it, the Bergen my mom always dreamed of, I get it. I really do. Thanks, Mom, for the promise, the dream, and the quiet strength that got me here. I can see the sun peeking through the clouds. Time to chase the sunset. But that's a story worth telling in my next video. Please follow along. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and for being here with me and Mom, right to the end.